Hello, welcome once again. In our previous tutorial, we have discussed how to create your first EC2 instance using Terraform. But in a provider of AWS, we have hard-coded access key and then a secret key of an AWS user. It is not the recommended way because we are exposing credentials outside the world. But there is a way we can able to control this without hard coding explicitly in your provider block. We can able to manage it using AWS configure. Let's see how we can able to achieve this. So let me give an overview. So ideally what we are trying to achieve here, we are not going to pass the region hard coded from here or access key or a secret key. So instead we are going to provide something called as profile. So all you need to do, you need to just provide your profile name. Terraform code will look for the respective details within a profile to get region, access key, and then secret key internally. So this way we are not going to expose your credentials to the outside world. Let's start the demo. So open any terminal of your choice. So I go with git bash. So we need to use a command AWS. We need to use a command AWS configure. So this AWS configure will ask you for access key ID. We don't have access key ID with us. We need to create newly. So I go to AWS console. I go to IAM dashboard. Let's create a new user so that we will get access key and then a secret key. So if you are already created any AWS user, you can reuse the credentials. So I give a username as a test. So let's go with only programmatic access. Attaching a policy is mandate. So I go with administrator access. So this user will have permission to interact with all the services and resources in AWS. So let's create a user. So in this particular page, we will get what is the access key ID and then a secret access key. So copy the access key and paste it as an access key ID and next secret access key. So it is asking for what is the default region name. So let's go with Mumbai for this demo. AP-South-1. So default output format, let's go with JSON. So we are done with kind of authenticating our AWS from our Windows machine using AWS configure to check where this particular access key ID and then secret access key are getting stored in your Windows machine. So you can go to run, you can type .aws. You can able to see two file are getting created for us. Let's open both the files. So you can see in a config file, it is a profile name. Default, you can see your region you provided in AWS configure and then a output format. Then in a credentials file, you can see profile named as a default. You can see access key ID and then a secret access key. So here it is getting stored locally into your system. So here by default, the profile name is default. So let's go to Visual Studio Code IDE. Here we provide the profile name as default. This profile will have all these three information stored internally. So ideally it should work for us. Save it. Go to location where you are having your Terraform file. So let's use any terminal. Let's try to create EC2 instance. So we know the command terraform init and then terraform plan and then terraform apply. So we need to use these three commands to create a resource in AWS through Terraform. It will take some time for us to initiate from the backend. So in between, you can see the credentials. It is provided as a default. You can you can create any number of profiles like this. Say for instance, you can provide your name and then you create a new AWS user and provide access key and then a secret key and you provide this name in Visual Studio Code. Instead of a default, you can provide your own name. Similarly, in config also, you can able to create any number of profiles. So here you can go with a different region and different output format also. If you are not creating any profile, by by default it will go with a profile named as a default. So now we can see it is initiated. Let's do a Terraform plan. Before we do a Terraform plan, let's cross check whether the AMI ID we provided it is applicable to the region we provided. Copy the name. So looks the AMI ID we provided it not belongs to this particular region. So let's copy the AMI ID belongs to the region we provided. Let's go with t2.micro. Let's do a Terraform plan. Yes, to understand a little bit about how this particular AMI and instant type works, we need to provide the respective applicable AMI that is available for a particular region. So otherwise, when you are trying to create a resource, it will throw us an error message at the end. So we need to kind of repeat from the beginning after we change. the resource. The last step, Terraform apply. So we need to provide yes to perform this action. So let's go to AWS console and look for whether EC2 machine is getting created for us in a Mumbai region. We can see it is still creating. Yes, we can see one instance is getting created for us. It is in a pending state. Yes, so we are successfully able to create an EC2 instance now without exposing your access key and then a secret key to an outside world. With the help of an profile, we can able to achieve it. Yeah, that's it for this particular demo. Thanks for watching.